If you're a man who's frustrated with dating, then you've probably seen it. The flood of content that's all about wallowing in the frustrations of modern dating. Modern women regrets flirting with this guy. Modern women fear accountability. Modern women getting what they deserve. All these videos are just taking pleasure in these people's suffering. And I totally understand why people watch these. I get it. You're frustrated and you're hurt. And no one has ever listened to these problems before. You've been ghosted, used, lied to, and your whole life you've been treated like scum because you're a man. And these videos are giving you validation. You finally feel seen. But here's the thing. Validation is not the same thing as healing. It can feel like the same thing, and in a sense it is part of the same process, but they are different. These videos won't make you wiser or emotionally stronger. They only make you bitter. And that bitterness is only going to keep you from finding the woman you actually want to be with. Now let me explain. Now, we don't watch this stuff because we think it's funny or that we're studying how these people operate. We watch it because it makes us feel seen. We feel like, oh, finally, someone sees the problem. Someone is talking about it. It validates our pain. And validation is good, but only when it serves a purpose. When we have emotional pain, acknowledging that pain is the first step in moving forward. Like when we have a loved one die, grieving is the process of acknowledging that pain, acknowledging the fact that you've lost this person. And that validation that we feel, the validation of someone saying, I see the pain that you're in, that's totally valid. But when we're watching these videos day after day, not to, feel that validation and feel and acknowledge the pain that we're in, to then move forward, what we're doing is wallowing. We're not healing. It's like emotional junk food. It might feel good in the moment, but it's really not helping you. Because the content that we consume shapes the way we view the world. And the more you watch these videos of, horrible women breaking down or regretting divorcing their husband or whatever, the more it's going to shape the way you focus on the world. You're going to be focused on all the horrible women out there. You're going to be focused on the negatives. You're training your brain to see all the negatives and the women that you come across in your day-to-day life, rather than training your brain to look for the women you actually want to be with. But the biggest problem, I think, is that it will kill your drive to even look for a good woman, because all your focus is on all the terrible women out there. So you're going to feel like the whole world is populated by psycho women. So where's the drive to go looking for one? You're not going to be motivated to be the best man that you can be and find an amazing woman if you feel like all the women out there are psychos. You'll feel a lot more comfortable staying home and avoiding the outside world. And if a good woman does come along, who's sweet, who's emotionally healthy, who's kind, you're going to be too bitter to connect with her. Or worse is you're going to be too bitter to even see the goodness in her. And you'll see red flags where there aren't any. You'll see her wearing a nice dress, but you'll think, oh, she's trying to stand out from the crowd. She's trying to draw men's attention. That's a red flag. Or if she tries to talk to you, you won't be able to trust her. You'll think she's trying to manipulate you. And the real damage here is that when we let this bitterness take us over, what we're doing is we're letting this bitterness become an excuse to avoid the fear of rejection, to avoid the fear of getting into a relationship and the relationship not working out, or getting into a relationship and we end up getting abused again, or perhaps avoiding the fear of realizing that you need to grow before you're ready for a relationship. We can get trapped in this mindset where we're blaming them. It's their fault, they're crazy, they're psychos, and we can just forget about ourselves. We can forget about the whole point of what we want here. We want a relationship, we want to find a good woman. We can just get sucked into this single-tracked mindset of bitterness. What you need to do is focus on how to be ready for a good relationship. And you're not going to do that by watching compilations of modern women having breakdowns. You do it by focusing on what you can control, which is your standards and your ability to love, your ability to be emotionally open. You don't need to spend your time watching bad women suffer. You need to do everything you can to put yourself in the right position to meet good women. And sure, lots of people out there, especially a lot of the bad modern women content out there, is telling you that what that means is to make $200K a year and be ripped and 6'5" or whatever. But that's really not true. Sure, having a healthy body is important. Sure, having stable income is important. But what's really important is your emotional health. If that bitterness toward modern women is in you, even the most understanding woman in the world won't stay with you forever. She'll feel that bitterness. And even if you tell her, oh, it's not toward you, it's toward the bad women out there in the world, it's still going to make her feel like you're not excited to be with her, and that your attention is on all these other women and not on her. So here are your two options. You can either wallow in the pain, or you can use that pain to help yourself grow into someone better. Because pain, when you face it honestly, is one of the best tools you'll ever have. The anger you feel when you've been ghosted yet again, the sting you feel when you've been lied to, or the resentment you feel when you see yet another video of some modern woman trashing men online. That's not just anger, it's pain. Pain is your mind telling yourself something is wrong and something needs to change. And that's where the real work starts. Not with rage, not with endless YouTube videos dunking on modern women. It starts with you looking inward and asking yourself, what is this pain trying to teach me about who I want to be? And this is the power of introspection. It's asking yourself, what kind of woman do I actually want in my life? What kind of man would she be proud to stand beside? What patterns do I keep repeating in relationships, and how can I break them? What wounds am I still carrying that are blocking me from trust, from intimacy, from joy? And most importantly, who do I need to become to create the life and love I truly want? The kind of bitterness and emotional pain that men are feeling right now is the kind that can break them and leave them bitter for the rest of their lives. But it can also be the kind of pain that will help you become a better man than you thought you could ever be. Emotionally stronger, wiser, and more grounded. And you don't become that man by stewing in bitterness and resentment. You become that man by owning your pain and transforming it into wisdom and self-respect. So the next time you see a video titled, "Modern Woman Gets What She Deserves," ask yourself, is this video going to help me become the man I want to be? And if the answer is no, then you already know what to do. Well, thanks so much for watching. If you want to see more content like it, please hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out. Like the video if you liked it. Also, I am almost done with my introspection guide. It is a comprehensive guide that goes over what introspection is, how your emotions work, and how you can get started with introspection. And it even has 4 methods of how you can manage your emotions. The guide is almost done. I've been working on it for several years now. And if you want to hear when this comes out, check out the link in the description below. Sign up for the email list and I will let you know when it's ready. Well, thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.